For our video clip today, I'm going to demonstrate how to draw a lily pad leapfrog. Now, towards the end of the video, I'll also show you how to do a second version where you can do a collage frog if you want to. So I'll go through both versions. For just the drawn version, if you want to do this version here, you will just need white paper and a pencil or a pen. And if you want to do the constructed version with the collage, I'm using some green and colored textured or pattern paper, this is just origami paper. Then you'll need a green large piece of paper, a blue large piece of paper, and scissors and a glue stick. And you'll also need an eraser. So let's go ahead and start with the drawn version. You're going to start by drawing a circle for the body of your frog. So frogs have a smaller body, and most of their body is their legs. So you're going to start with a large circle in the middle of our page. Now, once we have our circle, it's actually more of a little bit of an oval. We're going to draw two ovals that overlap the top because they've got these buggy eyes that overlap and stick up, because half of it's their eyelid and the other half is their eye. This part's their eyelid, this part's their eye. So on this lower part, you're going to do an inside circle that becomes their little pupil. Now, we're going to not worry about their face right now. We're going to go and do their front legs, which are smaller. So you're going to do two lines that kind of look like C's, a forwards and a backwards one, and they overlap that line. Then you're going to do another one that starts in here, and that's going to be the inside part. So this is the top and this is the bottom of his arm, his little hands. Okay. Now, to connect them, you're just going to do 3 bumps, his little fingers. 1, 2, 3. Once you have them connected, go ahead and erase the inside part of his body, because you would not see that through his hands, because his hands are in front of his body. His body's behind his hands. Okay, then his back legs, because leapfrogs jump, so they have really long back legs that are tucked in when they're sitting down, and this one's going to be sitting on a lily pad. So it's going to come out here, it's going to go in and down. Same thing over here, in and down. And here they have these big paddle-like feet. So you have 2 lines that go out, 2 lines that go out. Now remember, if at any time you're falling behind, just remember you can pause and catch up and then start it again, and you'll be right back on time with me. At the very end of these, we're going to do the letter M, a capital M, to connect his feet and make his little jump and flippers. So all he's missing is his happy little face. So I'm going to do a little smile because he's happy to be hanging out on his lily pads. And their noses are just 2 little open lines that they breathe through. So here's our frog, and we're going to have him hanging out on a lily pad. But before we do that, lily pads have really pretty flowers on them. And we're going to start them by the inside part of the flower is a circle. So we're going to do a couple of them. We're going to do circle. Then the outer edge, they have really kind of spiky petals. So we're just going to do a zigzag around. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect, because flowers are all different. So we're just going to do a zigzag around, almost kind of like you do a sun. Zigzag around that circle and meet back up again. And see, it's not perfect, but that's okay because it's a flower. And we're going to do a couple. So I think I may do a smaller one over here. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to do a circle, then a zigzag. I might do these zigzags a little smaller or closer together. Okay. Now the lily pad is actually a big leaf that they sit on that kind of floats on the top of the water. And it starts out like a circle, and then it has a little section that actually, that the stem comes up from, that looks like a circle with a bite out of it. So we're going to do a circle, but when we hit something, we're going to stop. So we're going to stop when we go through our flower, and we're going to stop if we hit part of like his foot. So we're going to do a circle, and we're going to go around, stop, around, stop. If I hit something, I stop. And I'm not going to connect the circle because I'm going to come to an edge, and then here I'm going to go like take a bite out of it. It's just going to be a bite out and then connect. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's a leaf. Leaves aren't perfect. Now a lot of times the lily pads have a whole bunch of leaves together that kind of stack on each other. So we're going to do a smaller one here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a round, and we're going to put the bite here. So I'm going to do a round, and then I'm going to do a bite. Okay? So this would be our finished drawing, and you could go in and color it. You can do greens and any color of flowers you want if you wanted to color it, or you could just use your Sharpie pen and go in and just do a pen drawing like I've done here. Now, if you wanted to do the constructed version, go ahead and get your papers, and you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to do it on your papers. So with your green texture, you're going to draw on your frog. Then with your colored textures, your two colors, you're going to take, you're going to draw your circles like we did first. So draw like a circle on each one, because that'll be the inside. See how remember how we do the circle? So you draw a circle and you cut it out. Then on the other section, you do the zigzags around, and you'd have like your zigzag piece. And you'll do one for each flower, because we'll do opposites. We'll do a circle and a flower, and we'll do a circle and a flower. Now we kind of stop and go with our lily pads. I'm going to show you how to do those since we're not going under something. So with your lily pads, you're going to do just like we did, but we're not going to have to stop. So you're going to do a circle, and then we're going to stop and take a bite. And we'll do another one down here, a smaller one. Circle, stop, take a bite. And then you would cut out all your pieces, and then we're going to build them up to do a collage. So how you would do that is you're going to start out with your water, which is your base. So your water is in blue. And each one of these, you're just going to glue down in layers. So you would do your layers of your green first. So you take it, you take your glue stick, and you glue it down. Glue. I'm just going to lay the rest. So you'd have your lily pads. Then you pick where you're putting your flowers, and you would glue them down. And then last, you would take your frog, and you would glue it down. And then you would have your collage. So you have your two versions. You have your collage version, or you have your drawn version. I hope you enjoyed this project.